If you don't own Bitcoin yet, you're either a genius or insane. Let's break that down. The genius case goes like this. You're cautious. You wait for data. You don't chase hype. You've seen fads come and go. .com stocks, meme stocks, and Fortnite skins with a stock ticker. You say things like, Bitcoin? Looks risky, volatile, slow, uses electricity. You tell yourself, I'm not anti-crypto, I'm just waiting for the right time. Like you're standing in the rain saying, once it's dry, I'll buy the umbrella. You believe in real assets, land, stocks, gold. And hey, those things are great long-term investments, so maybe you are a genius. Except that you're still trusting a system that is actively designed to erode your wealth. Now meet the so-called insane people, the ones who are actually buying Bitcoin. They're not gambling, they're not day trading, they're just stacking a little every week. No sports cars, no fanatics, just saving in a form of money that can't be printed into oblivion. They're not hoping to get rich overnight. They're hoping their grandkids still have purchasing power. Insane, right? They learned the hard truth. If you're holding cash, you're holding melting ice. Meanwhile, Bitcoin has a fixed supply. It can't be inflated. It can't be reversed. It can't be confiscated unless you're careless. It's not perfect, but it's open, borderless, censorship-resistant, and verifiable by anyone with an internet connection. Meanwhile, the genius says, governments will ban it. Cool. They've been trying for years, yet the network is still here, thriving. Then they say, criminals use it. Sure. And criminals use dollars too. But unlike cash, Bitcoin leaves a public trail. Every transaction, forever. If you're hiding something, this is the worst tool imaginable. The genius also says, it's too complicated. Right. Because your phone doesn't have a buy Bitcoin button now? It's not 2011 anymore. Trusted online exchanges have made it easier than ever to own Bitcoin. It's tap, buy, done. Blaise Pascal was a 17th century mathematician and philosopher. He argued that when it comes to belief in God, even if the probability is small, the consequences of being wrong are huge. So the rational move is to believe, just in case. Now apply that to Bitcoin. If you buy a little and it fails, you lose a dinner. If you don't buy and it wins, you miss the most important financial shift of your lifetime. That's not gambling, that's hedging. You risk a little to potentially gain everything. The real question isn't, should I go all in? It's, can I afford to stay all out? So what happens next? Here's one possible path. Bitcoin keeps growing. Institutions keep buying. Your bank quietly adds a Bitcoin button, and you wake up one day wondering, why didn't I just buy a little when it was still boring? Bitcoin doesn't wait for comfort. It rewards early conviction, not late consensus. Now, rapid fire round of more excuses, more myths. It wastes energy. Nope. It monetizes stranded energy, cleans up emissions, and uses far less than the global financial system. What about taxes? Most tax apps already handle crypto. You're not running a hedge fund. Relax. I might lose my keys, then back them up twice on paper, and don't eat chili cheese fries near them. It's too expensive. Right, because you think you have to buy a whole one. That's like saying, I can't invest in Amazon because I can't afford the entire company. Nobody says that. But with Bitcoin, people freeze when they see the full price. Here's the truth. You can buy a fraction, tiny pieces. Just like there are 100 pennies in a dollar, Bitcoin has its own smaller unit. They're called Satoshis. And there are 100 million in a single Bitcoin. Buying $5 worth? Totally normal. Buying $50 a month? That's called a strategy. And the irony? The people yelling it's too expensive now are the same ones who shrugged it off at $300, then $3,000, then $30,000. Meanwhile, serious institutions are calling for $150,000. $200,000, even $500,000. Not in some distant future, but in the next few years. The world's biggest asset manager, BlackRock, didn't just talk about Bitcoin. They launched an ETF. So did Fidelity, Franklin Templeton, and Invesco. These aren't TikTok traders. They're Wall Street titans. Why? Because now it's not just retail traders buying memes, it's corporations, ETFs, and entire governments getting in. So sure, Bitcoin feels expensive, just like it did every time it added a zero. But this isn't about catching a rocket, it's about owning a piece of the rails it's riding on. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins, but over 8 billion people. That's one coin for every 380 people on Earth. Good luck finding one later. If the price keeps rising, you didn't get priced out. You procrastinated, the tech is improving, the risk is shrinking, and your window, it's narrowing. So yeah, maybe not owning Bitcoin makes you a genius. You're early to the collapse. Confident the system will fix itself. Or maybe, just maybe, you're insane. You're trusting politicians over math, central banks over software code, promises over principles. You don't need to go all in. You don't need to understand every technical detail. You just need to get off zero. Start small today. Because the longer you wait, the harder it is to catch the train. And by the time you feel ready, the opportunity will be gone. So which one are you? Genius or insane? Don't answer yet. Your wallet will do that for you. Stay broke or stay curious. Your call. If this made you think or made you mad, hit like dot. If you're still here and not totally offended, you might as well subscribe. I've got more coming that'll either red pill your wallet or give you something new to argue with your brother-in-law about.